to another episode of Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am Sean Farrell. God is great all the time. All the time, God is great. Jesus Christ died and he rose again. With that being said, let's get into it. So, Larry Bird scored 60 points against the Atlanta Hawks. And a game that they played in unfamiliar territory. First of all, the game was not played in Atlanta. The game was played in New Orleans, okay, which is unusual, I guess. They had some event going on at the Omni or whatnot, but the game was played in New Orleans, okay. And Bird scored 60, but he almost ended up not playing that game, okay. Larry Bird was close, very, very close to not playing in that game where he scored 60, okay. The reason why was because days before he ran a 5-mile race in Boston, okay, 2 days before the game, okay. And so Larry Bird arrived to the game feeling pretty sore. He was sore from his neck down all the way down to his feet. He was pretty sore, okay. Larry Bird said, "I was so sore from the race that I ached from my neck to ankles." He told Casey Jones, who was the coach of the Celtics at that time, "I'm not sure I can play. I was hurting so badly that I could hardly move." Larry Bird thought he overdid it. Then what happened was I went out and I couldn't miss a shot, and he scored 60. Okay. He was nearly on the verge of not playing. Then he went out and scored 60. I guess once you get it going, once you knock down a couple of baskets, you run up the floor a few times, the adrenaline starts to flow, then your body starts to warm up. Then you're able to just, play through that pain that Larry Bird was feeling. But that was the toughness that Larry Bird displayed. Lost my train of thought. So Larry Bird scored 60 points that game, which is kind of ironic considering Kevin McHale scored 56 2 weeks earlier versus the Pistons. Okay. So, but Larry Bird said that wasn't a game that he enjoyed playing in. Not because of how sore he was, it's because it was a blowout. It was a blowout. Kind of a blowout. No, the Celtics led by as many as 15 points at one point, and they were up by 10 for much of the second half. And Larry Bird said that wasn't one of his favorite games to play in. It would have been more memorable if it were a closer game. Okay. But Larry Bird said he did enjoy his career game. The game wasn't close. Like I said, the Celtics were leading by 10 plus points. It was a loosey-goosey game, Bird said, and it wasn't a fun game to play in. Okay, so rarely do you see somebody say they scored 60 points and it wasn't a fun game to play in. But that's what Larry Bird said about that game. I remember when Michael Jordan scored 63 against Larry Bird. He said he would trade that 63 for that one when Chicago lost in double overtime, 135 to 131 in game 2. Okay. When Larry Bird became a head coach, He said when he became coach of the Indiana Pacers, he said, "I don't expect my players to run races, and sometimes for their own good, but I expect them to hold on. But I expect them to be in tip-top shape. And if they have to run to catch the team bus, that's okay." Yeah, so that's what Larry Bird said when he took over for the Indiana Pacers after the 1997 season. Okay. Speaking of the Indiana and the Pacers, um, in 1993, Malik Sealy was drafted by the Indiana Pacers in 1992. Rest in peace. He died way too soon. He left this earth way too soon. Malik Sealy. Okay. He was a rookie with the Indiana Pacers in 1992-93. And they played the Knicks one game. It was during the 92-93 regular season. They played the Knicks one game. Funny moment, okay? Funny moment. Malik Sealy ended up leaving his playbook at JFK Airport. Okay? I kid you not. This really happened. Malik Sealy ended up leaving his playbook at JFK Airport, which ironically got into the hands of Don Imus. Okay? Like Don Imus was reading stuff from the playbook. He was also reading the scouting report, okay? And he was reading stuff on information that the Pacers had on Tony Campbell, Rolando Blackman, John Starks, and whatnot. And so that was not one of his best moments as a rookie for Malik Sealy, okay? Leaving your playbook at JFK Airport. Then it just so happens to fall into the hands of a famous radio host, Don Imus, who was actually reading it on air. Okay. So yeah, that's not a that's not a memorable moment for Malik Sealy as a rookie. Ended up spending his first 2 years with the Pacers. Then got traded to the Clippers. Some time with the Clippers. Then moved on to the Timberwolves, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah. And then tragically passed away in a car accident, so he left this world way too soon. Okay. As did Oliver Miller, who recently passed away of cancer a few weeks ago, and Slick Watts, Seattle Supersonics, passed away days earlier. Okay, so rest in peace to Malik Sealy, Oliver Miller, and Slick Watts. All right, that's it, and that's all for Throwing It Back with Sean Farrell. I am out of here. May God bless you all. Peace out.